Police are about to brief reporters on the lockdown situation at Lockland Elementary.
Let's go there now live for this breaking information.
Surrounding agencies for what is commonly referred to as an active shooter drill. Except this was not a drill. This was an active shooter situation. Officers responded in force, surrounded the perimeter, and began an immediate search for the threat. According to the reports, the subject who was inside the building was armed with a handgun and could have possibly been a student. During the course of the search, we removed several people who were students and staff from the school. However, no suspect was located, nor was any firearm located. The situation is still under investigation. It's unfolding for us investigative-wise as we speak. We don't have any more information other than that right now. Any questions?
Can you talk about where you were when the call came in?
I was actually at the school at the time for an unrelated matter when the call came in.
And the decision to go on lockdown, talk about that.
I did order the superintendent to place the school in lockdown based on the threat that was presented to us.
Do you know where the call came from? Did it come from inside the school?
I am not sure exactly where it came from. My understanding is there are witnesses at the school, but I do not know if the call actually was inside the school or outside the school.
Witnesses to seeing somebody make the call, or witnesses to seeing this person who may or may not have really existed?
Right now, as I understand it, the witnesses are that they saw this person armed with a handgun.
So at this point, it's unclear as to whether this person was ever in there and got out or didn't exist.
We're still investigating.
Okay.
Can you talk about the people who were inside at the time?
The people who were inside were teachers and students who were still in their rooms after school hours. This did occur after school hours, and they were in their rooms and basically were locked down in their rooms until the police could clear the building and take them out of their rooms.
Can you describe what the scene was like? You mentioned you were in the school, like people you were with. What kind of reaction once you heard what was going on?
The scene was very calm. School was out. There were not many people in the building. The people we removed acted very calmly. They were very calm, and we were clearly identified as the police, so I don't think that they were concerned about that.
How many surrounding departments respond typically in an all-call like this active shooter?
You know, several. At this point, I'm still gathering that information. I know there were several departments. I couldn't begin to tell you all of them at this point. However, because Lockland School is such a big building, it requires a rather large response. There's 4 floors and many rooms to clear, and we cleared every room, literally from floor to floor.
What type of weapon was in the report, or any idea?
All I know is it was a handgun.
Where in the building was this person supposedly seen? First floor, second floor, third floor, gym, cafeteria, what?
I believe they were supposedly seen on the first floor.
Of the high school?
In the entrance of the building.
The high school building?
I think so.
Any description? Old, young, white, black?
We're still looking into that right now. I'd rather not discuss that because some of those aspects of that are under investigation as we speak.
You indicated earlier there was a possibility that someone could have pointed that this could have been a student type thing. What things led you to that conclusion early on?
Just the description given to us by witnesses.
And that would be what?
That it appeared to be a student.
Male, female?
Male.
Male.
Maybe the superintendent would be better poised to talk
Sure.
about this, but the procedures for an active shooter, how do you believe your procedures played in and worked in this situation?
First of all, I'd like to thank the Lockland Police for their assistance with this incident. We immediately went into lockdown. It was a sparse staff that was there. Several students from a local Girl Scout troop was having a meeting, so there may have been less than 35 to 40 people. So we got the word out the best we could that there was an active shooter, that we went into lockdown. From the center office, we made as many contacts as we could of people that we knew that were still in the building to make sure that the police had gotten to them, that they were locked down and stayed put until further instructions.
How quick was the response? I mean, police were in the building.
They were actually in the building on an unrelated matter, and they were actually in the district office when we were put in lockdown. So I think you called and maybe answered the phone and talked a little bit, but Yeah, it was a very quick, we were very fortunate to have somebody on site. You know, we have school resource officers during the school day, but after school, you know, we don't have that. But people were buzzed in the evenings just like they were during the day. So
Talk about the fortunate nature of the fact that this happened after school and not during the day when the building would have been literally filled with many, many more people, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're blessed that this incident happened after school and not with 600 and some odd kids and staff members.
When I talked with you on the phone, I mean, what are you thinking at that moment when you're yourself on lockdown, you're looking out the windows, wondering obviously what's going on? I mean, I'm sure there's some amount of worry.
Sure. I think I was mainly concerned with, you know, are we making contact with everybody in the building? You know, are those people secure? Or do they know what's going on? Are they in the hallways when they're not supposed to be in the hallways? So that was a little bit of a frustrating situation. But, you know, when the police take over and they tell you you're in lockdown, I was with my administrative secretary, and we stayed in the office and basically tried to contact as many people as we could through cell phone records and snow chain lists just to make sure everybody was safe.
If you're just joining us, here's a background on what's going on. The police got a call that there was a male believed to be possibly a student with a gun at Lockland High School or elementary. It got a bit confusing about exactly where and when. And as you may have heard the superintendent say, the police were already in the building at the time, so it worked out rather nicely. They've been looking for the potential of a shooter in the Lockland schools, but so far nothing has turned up and everything is safe there. All the children were locked down who were remaining in the building. There were, what did he say, 45 or so people in the building at the time, and everybody's safe so far.
And we have two reporters there at the scene, Jeff Hirsch and Jeanette Levy. They're gathering more information, and you heard Lieutenant Wilkerson say it is an ongoing investigation, and certainly as we learn more, we'll pass it along to you tonight, coming up at 10 o'clock on the CW Cincinnati and at 11 on Local 12 News. But right